I'm JBK, also known as Jennifer, and I'm on a mission to help you and your dog live a healthier life. The reason I'm on this mission is because I've had cancer twice, my dog even had cancer. That is a lot of healing, health, and medical experience combined. And I know there are a lot of people or pets out there who are trying to regain their health, keep their health, or just get healthier. And I think everything I've learned on this journey can help you on yours. Today, we're gonna talk about germs. And you know what? The germiest things in our homes aren't the things you probably think they are. Sure, we all know that there's the doorknobs and the cutting boards and the handles on our refrigerator and microwave. But when you think about disinfecting something in your home, I think these 5 items may surprise you. I'm gonna tell you what they are, and I'm also gonna tell you how to clean them. Also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you why toothbrush holders are often rated one of the germiest items in our home. It's not for a reason that you would think, so definitely stick around. Are you ready for this? Let's go. This is gonna sound like kind of a random question, but have you ever voluntarily put your face against your toilet seat? What about one of those checkout screens at the grocery store? No? You wouldn't think of doing that? Because the funny thing is, all day long, you put your face against something that has a lot more germs than those things. Have you guessed what it is? Yep, your cell phone. Our cell phones, they harbor about 3 times the amount of germs as a doorknob, 5 times the amount of germs as the checkout screen at the Stop and Shop or CVS, and 12 times the amount of germs as the toilet seat. When you consider that the average person is touching their cell phone about once every 12 minutes, which is about 80 times during waking hours, well, it's really no surprise that it's covered in germs. I mean, just think about all of the things that we touch in a given day. Most people who ride the subway aren't cleaning their phones on a regular basis, even with a pandemic. And if you're reading your phone in your bathroom, yeah, I'm talking to you. Well, just keep listening, okay? The moral of this story is think twice before you hold your phone up to your face. At the very least, you should be washing your hands or disinfecting them before using it, and clean your phone every day. It can be as simple as what we do in our household, which is to take little bottles of sanitizer, which we have in every room, and then we just spray them all over a piece of tissue till it's moist and wipe all surfaces of the screen. You want to get the bottom and the top and the sides. It's going to sanitize your phone, but it's also not going to scratch your phone. You may prefer to use disinfecting wipes, and that's cool if you can lay your hands on them. I would just say check with your phone's manufacturer because they may have cleaning recommendations of their own. Before we move to the next item, if you found this video helpful, we'd love it if you could share it with a friend because that is one of the few ways that we can bring people to a new small channel like ours. You could also consider subscribing and hitting that little bell icon because that way you will be officially notified every time we publish new content. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up because, well, it's just a darn nice thing to do. Here's one that may be a bit of a newsflash for you, but if you have a dog or a cat, I guarantee that you are not cleaning their food and water bowls enough. When it comes to germy items, pet bowls are at the top of the list. There is some yummy yeast and mold in there, along with some coliform bacteria. Yeah, the one that is related to E. coli and Salmonella. Have you noticed that your pet has been having the runs? Well, there's your answer. When you think about eating off of a dish that's been sitting around for 8 or 12 or 24 hours, I mean, would you eat off of it? And the water dish, okay, sure, maybe you refill it with fresh water every morning, but when was the last time you actually felt the bottom of it? I conducted a little experiment just to show you with a white container how slimy things can get after a couple of weeks. This container hasn't been washed and it's pretty gnarly. Here, I'm gonna dump this one. I don't want to touch it, but I'm going to. Oh yeah, that is slimy. And this is what it looks like. Oh yeah, hello. If that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will, but don't worry, they are very easy to clean. All you have to do is run them through the disinfecting cycle of your dishwasher once a day, or if you don't have a dishwasher, or like me, your dishwasher is 19 years old and doesn't have a disinfecting cycle, just wash them with hot soapy water every night, and then once a week you want to soak them in the diluted bleach solution for like 10 minutes, and then you can wash them. Experts recommend that you ditch the plastic bowls because they do harbor more bacteria and odor, and instead just get ceramic bowls, but be mindful of any cracks because bacteria can hide in the cracks. You can always switch to my personal favorite, which is stainless steel, which is cheap, it's cheerful, and it don't lie when it comes to the JBK squeaky clean test. This is the squeaky clean test, right? You're cleaning it and keep cleaning it till you hear that. Squeaky clean. Love it. Most of us think of the bathrooms as the germiest room in our house, but the truth is we clean it a lot. It's actually the kitchen that gets neglected the most and therefore has the most ick in it. The combination of moisture and food particles in our kitchen sink make it the perfect environment for nasty little microscopic things to grow in, like coliform bacteria, which is the family that includes E. coli and salmonella. And you might as well go ahead and throw in some yeast and mold for good measure. Given how often people are defrosting or rinsing raw meat in their kitchen sink, this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. But even if you're in a mainly vegetarian household like my family's, these things can still get around, and rinsing the sink with hot soapy water just doesn't cut it. What you want to do is once or twice a week, wash and disinfect the sides and the bottom of the sink, as well as the faucet and under the faucet handles. You can just use disinfecting wipes, or if you're finding it hard to come by those, you can make up a solution of diluted bleach. Just take 1 teaspoon of bleach and mix it with 1 cup water. The key thing is you want to mix it right before you use it, because the minute bleach gets out of the container, it starts to become less effective. If you're into a more natural sanitizer, you can use white vinegar and peroxide. If you need a recipe, there's a link in our description. And once a week, it's a good idea to wash your kitchen sink strainers through the dishwasher. You can also sanitize the drain by putting 1 teaspoon of bleach down there with a quart of water. If it prevents you from getting food poisoning, trust me, it's worth it. Who knew this innocuous place for caffeine injection could be such a breeding ground for yeast and mold? But let's face it, those things thrive in a warm, moist environment, and your Coffeemaker's water reservoir is just that. Now, in our household, we don't have to worry about that one because we like a French press. But don't worry, it's easy to clean your Coffeemaker. Once a month, you just want to take 4 cups of white vinegar and pour that into the water reservoir. Let it sit for 30 minutes and then run it through the Coffeemaker, and then run fresh water 2 or 3 more times through the Coffeemaker until you can't smell the vinegar anymore. That'll do it. And in terms of your water filter dispenser, it may not be as warm as a Coffeemaker, but it still should be disinfected on a regular basis. Most of us are probably cleaning something like a Brita pitcher, which we have in our house, every couple of weeks, just to keep any dirt and mildew at bay, but disinfecting it once a month goes a long way. All you have to do is soak it in some white vinegar or the diluted bleach solution. And I will admit, I clean the Brita really, really well, but I've never disinfected it. So I did it for this video, and the next morning I noticed that the water in the pitcher looked amazingly clear, and it tasted better too. So take it from me, this is really worth doing. Okay, so the germiest item in your house is, ironically, what we use to clean things with. Yep, I'm talking about the beloved dish sponge, which usually contains yeast, mold, coliform bacteria, and a little staph bacteria too, just for fun. Although a lot of sources recommend disinfecting your sponges by just a quick bake in the microwave for 2 minutes or running them through the dishwasher, my research showed that these methods actually don't really help that much because the bacteria comes back very, very quickly. You're better off just replacing your sponges every 1 to 2 weeks based on your budget. And then in between replacements, you can stick them in the microwave or the dishwasher just to keep all that yeast, mold, and bacteria at bay. And no matter how frequently you are replacing your sponges, make sure to give them a clean every night in some hot soapy water. And take a page out of my book. I use a sponge for dishes and a different sponge for the counter and surfaces, and nary the two shall meet. Makes sense, right? All right, nice job, we made it. That was a lot of hard, germy truth to swallow, but I think it's better to hear the truth and then you have time to just process it and think about things before you act on it. Let me know in the comments if any of these items surprised you or if you have any anti-germ cleaning methods of your own to share. Also, I just wanted to say that despite the information that I'm sharing, I'm not advocating that we live in a sterile home. Studies have shown that exposure to some germs is actually a really important part of having a healthy microbiome or gut, which is something I'm thinking of making a video about because that is really at the crux of what keeps our immune system really strong for both us and our pets. So if that interests you, leave a comment and let me know. If you've made it this far into the video, leave me a comment saying, ew. So, this is what I learned about the bathroom. Our toilets, they're not as germy as we think they are. But what happens when we flush the toilet? Aerosol molecules carrying our fecal matter shoot up into the air and spread out up to 6 feet past the toilet. Now, if you live alone, that's not a big deal because your body is cool with its own germs. But if you do share the bathroom with a loved one or a roommate, though I do hope you love your roommate, but even if you don't, every time you flush the toilet, your fecal matter is getting on their towels and their toothbrushes and vice versa. It's the reason why toothbrush holders are ranked as one of the germiest items in the house. It's gross, but it's true. Here's the good news. To prevent your poopy molecules from traveling all over the bathroom, just close the lid before you flush. It's that simple. Say no more. That's our video. I feel pretty good about it. I hope you do too. Definitely check out the links in our description because there's a lot of useful information there, including a link to the study that these findings are based on. And you know what else is there? A link to our Patreon page where you can support the content on this channel by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. That's almost as cheap as a large coffee. And if lattes are your bag, it's a steal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. JBK out.